Hello everyone, I am your last reporter Lovella Calixto, and tonight I am going to discuss the lesson 19, which is the Assessing Learners Reading Profile. Assessing Learners Reading Profile. Tonight, our learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to describe the nature and goals of field area assessment tool and determine the process of administering the reading inventory and interpret the results of the reading inventory. And for the introduction, helping learners become good readers entails the use of information that is valid, reliable. One of the means commonly used in basic education to determine the reading profile of the learners is the conduct of an informal reading inventory. It is a standardized instrument that is individually administered to learners. As an informal tool, it is easy to use as the process and the materials and provided. Besides, learners do not become aware that they are being subjected to a test. The results are immediately available to the teachers. Informal inventory determines the learner's strengths and needs along the abilities to recognize words, derive meaning, use strategies to read, and understand the printed page. Usually, a pre-test is conducted to assess the current reading abilities of the learners. Initial baseline data can be used by the teachers to design a reading instructional plan to help learners with needs and concerns. Learners who struggle at a certain reading passage are given a less difficult one. They are assisted in overcoming the weaknesses in the post-test. Results reveal the progress of the learners in reading as well as the effectiveness of the interventions provided by the teacher. According to DepEd 2018, a significant component of basic education program is the Every Child a Reader program, a national educational trust to make every child a reader, designed to prepare elementary learners become independent readers and writers. Interventions equip them to develop strategic reading and writing skills. Complementing this program is the use of standardized Philippine informal reading inventory, a diagnostic classroom-based assessment tool of graded passages in each grade level to determine and qualify the learner's performance in oral reading, silent reading, and listening comprehensions in both English and Filipino languages. Using a predetermined set of criteria that includes reaching speed and percentage of correct answers to comprehension questions. It identifies the reading level of the pupils, categorized into independent, instructional, and frustration levels. Based on the information, teachers can plan, design, or redesign their instruction to make them improve their reading, to move to a higher reading level. According to DepEd 2018, the Field Area Manual provides the process in conducting the reading inventory to assess the reader performances. The teacher must consider the following: brief the learners, create a friendly relationship, and conduct the test. Oral reading comprehension, listening comprehension, or silent reading comprehension. A. Ask the motivation and motive questions to determine the background knowledge of the learners on the topic to be read. B. Have the learner read, listen to the passage. And C. After reading, let the learner answer the multiple choice test items on the booklet, with each item either read by himself or herself or by the teacher. Then the answer is chosen. An I don't know response to a question is marked X on the score sheet. A learner who asks to reread the selection then answer correctly has a point recorded, but a remark look back is noted. Number 2. Analysis of the results. A. Quantitative analysis. Quantitative assessment of the reading performance of the learner involves adding the number of observed miscues, taking note of the number of minutes spent to read and selection, and scoring the number of comprehensions item correctly answered. The aggregate result of the word recognition and the comprehension scores determine the reading profile of the learner per passage. The first component of quantitative analysis is computation of the oral reading score per selection. According to Johnson 2016, when the learner says something different from what is on the passage, miscue occurs. A meaningful misuse does not alter the original meaning of the sentence, like run instead of run. If the miscue changes the meaning, it is a significant miscue, like the cats move noisily instead of the cats mewed noisily. Whether or not a miscue influences the meaning or the passage being read, equal weight is given after counting the number of miscues during oral reading. The oral reading score is computed using the formula. Oral reading score. Number of words minus number of miscues divided by number of words times 100. Example, mark Jaden's oral reading performance for grade 5 selection Pedri to snack. Number of words in the passage, 144. Number of miscues, 13. So, 144 minus 13 divided by 144 times 100 is equal to 131 divided by 144 times 100 is equal to 0.909 times 100 is equal to 90.9. As the result, Mark Jaden's rating in oral reading is 90.9%. Second, computation of speed and rate in oral reading. According to Wayman 2007 and Reshley 2009, the reading rate is the ratio between the number of words reading passage and the amount of time spent to finish reading it. This indicator requires data on time spent to read a selection, reckoned from the time the learner starts to read up to the end of the passage. It also identifies the number of words in a given passage. The reading rate is influenced by the learner's fluency, his or her speed, smoothness, and ease of oral reading. A significant component of fluency is prosody, the expressiveness the learner demonstrates as she or he reads as manifested in the intonation, rhythm, and emphasis to the words and synthesis when reading out the passage aloud. Empirical researches affirm that oral reading proficiency is one of the most effective and efficient determinants of learners' reading comprehension. Example, Mark Jaden has read the passage Pedrito Snack, a 144-word passage in 92 seconds. So the reading speed is equal to number of words that have read divided by number of seconds spent to read times 60. So 144 divided by 92 times 60 is equal to 1.56 times 60 is equal to 93.9%. As the result, Mark Jaden's reading rate is 93.9 words per minute. That's all from Chapter 5, Lesson 19. Thank you very much.